and everybody disappears just as the show is about to begin. In typical Analysts After Work style, everyone disappears.
What? I'm
It's all
here.
good. Oh
There
my
you
God.
go.
This is why it was a secret. All right. Uh, Welcome everyone to Analysts After Work, part of special edition, part of the BA Jam. So, for those that don't know and are coming here because I invited you, the BA Jam was a very organic um, initiative. I don't even know what to call it, but a bunch of people got together and said, "Hey, I have a show, and I have a show, and let's get other people that have shows, and let's bring them all together." In the lead up to BA Day, which is November the 1st. And so I mean, I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I have 3 of the 20 shows, and I'm also co-hosting with Fabricio Laguna on BA Day as part of the official lineup. So I'm thrilled for that. If you are part of the BA Jam, this was an idea from Kathy Burkage. Just she was like, we need something like a BA Jam, and then we, like good BAs, just went, yep, that's the thing. We're not even going to question it. It's just
Yep.
that's your requirement, BA Jam. All right, BA Jam.
Sounds good.
No, I don't mean that. Anyways, welcome, especially if you're joining for the first time. But I'm seeing some familiar faces in the chat. Vince Mirabelli here, host of Analysts After Work, and I'm thrilled to be joined today by 2 people that need no introduction, but I'm going to introduce them anyway. Mindy Bohannon, Danelkis Serra. Welcome back to Analysts After Work.
Thanks for having me.
Like, that was so low key.
That was great. Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to
never
this
know,
great
you know?
show.
So,
Thanks.
what?
I'm
Let's
thrilled
jam,
to be
baby.
here. This is fantastic. I can't wait to do this.
This is great. Okay, we're on. All right.
It's going to take some warming up, I guess. Danelkis, you were off camera to begin with. Is it because of the pigtails there, or you wanted that to be a surprise? This is your, okay. All right. Well,
so I wanted to get your on-camera reaction to all this.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about the past.
Well, we are. So, I mean, part of looking forward also means looking backwards, and so I thought, well, I've got 3 shows. It makes sense to have, the ghost of BA past, the ghost of BA present, and the ghost of BA future. And in the future, I'm still looking for one guest, but I've got Maria Becerra joining me toward the end of the month, which is going to be awesome. Monday, I'm going to be live in Boston at the Project World Conference with Amy Riddell, who's in the chat. And you guys, Mindy, are you there too?
No, I can't make it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So Danelkis will be there, so that'll be a chance to kick it. But Monday I've got Steve Jones and Jamie Champagne, but I'm sure a bunch of people are going to pop in because it's part of the conference. And Rachel, I haven't forgotten. I'm going to ask, but this feels a little bit weird because the 3 of us, we are of a similar vintage, and yet we're going to be talking about the BA past, which I'll put a disclaimer out there. We're not that old. We've been around a while.
Oh, I've been around.
We've been around.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not that old. So I just want that disclaimer in there that, yes, we're going to be talking about the past, but that doesn't mean that we're old. We're not over the hill. We're part of the next generation. We're still on the come up. And so there we go. Now Rachel has reminded in the chat. Usually Steve Jones does it, but maybe he's busy. What are we drinking today, Mindy? I'm going to come to you first.
I got the special chalice out today for you.
Excellent. And what's in the special chalice?
For you, it's Jefferson Reserve, a nice bourbon.
Oh.
I got to say, it's one of my happier ones. Have you ever had it?
I haven't.
Oh, do I need to bring a bottle? I'll bring you one, and I'll bring one for everyone else. I'll bring 2.
Okay, there's a story there, and we'll tell.
That was my mistake. Yeah. No.
We'll tell the story.
Yeah.
Because I'm a well-documented introvert, and sometimes I do some socially awkward things, and one of them is the story. But we'll come back to that in a second.
Not important. Yeah.
Danelkis, what do you
Well,
have today?
Apple juice, like I'm a kid.
Right, because we're talking like as if it was like 2003 when you were like 4.
And starting her BA world. Yeah.
It's more like 1998 when I started.
Okay.
So
When
some
you
of
were
us are of an older vintage.
when you were 2. No, we're
Okay.
all of a
You got a
similar.
few years on me for that.
I didn't say we were all in the same year. We weren't bottled at the same time, but we are of a similar vintage.
Yes, and this was bottled. I don't know when this was bottled. So this was a special gift. I'm actually drinking. I don't even know what I'm drinking.
Special moment.
I am drinking whatever that says.
Carolus?
I have no single malt. Oh, it's okay.
Scotch.
It's like a whiskey or a scotch or something.
It is a Belgium whiskey from their oldest distillery in Belgium.
Oh. Well, all right.
I want to try.
It is quite yummy, as you can tell.
A beautiful bottle. You can say a lot about a bottle. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel so. The last couple times, people have just been like, "I'm just having the water."
Yeah.
So I'm just having water, and that's okay.
But out of an awesome mug.
But out of my awesome Game of Thrones, this is like a
feels strong just holding the mug.
It feels strong. Well, welcome and cheers to you, and cheers to everyone that's joining in. I'm seeing some new faces. We've got Stephen from Ghana, Rachel from Wisconsin. Rachel, you're the best. Fabricio's here. Mary Beth is here. Mary Beth, I believe you're from Saskatchewan. So Mary Beth, because I remember some of the people that show up. All right, it's BA Jam time. Time to talk about the ghosts of BA past, and I think we'll start this. Well, hold on. Sorry. Let's rewind a bit. Let's tell the story of the because it's okay.
It's not a word
of the bottle.
So yeah. So
wait, I didn't use all my words. You interpreted something else. It was an assumption.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. So Mindy brought a bottle for all of us in DC at Project World, and she handed it to me, and I forget the actual words, but you were like, "Here, this is for you," but she was using "you" in the plural sense, not in the singular sense. So I went, "Cool, thanks," and I stayed on the elevator to bring it to my room, and as the doors are closing, I'm hearing AJ was like, "Isn't that for everybody?" And Mindy was like, "Yeah, but
okay, I get another one tomorrow. That's fine."
So I go up to my floor and I'm like, I'm processing this, and as the door opens at my floor, I'm like, "Oh, it's not just for me." So I go back down to the floor. I go back down to the floor, and like they were still walking to the room. I think it was Amy's room that you guys were going to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just trailed them down the hall and went, I'm an idiot. So
I love that we can say that to each other.
I missed some social cues. My bad.
I'm surprised you got that far without them just tackling you.
No, I can go get another one. Never mind.
No, but it was a humorous situation. It wasn't intent. I wasn't like mine. Vince doesn't share. No. Because generally Vince doesn't share.
Do we share?
Can I tell you the story on this one? Because I don't share.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So BBC last year, a dear friend was in town, and I'm sure most of you know, but I'm not going to say name just in case. And I invited him after BBC to do a 4th of July Cuban style.
I've heard this story, yes.
And invited him over to my cousin's house, and we were having a backyard get together. And he brought a bottle. And he's to share at the party. And I'm like, great, I'll leave this in the car. I'm taking this home. And part of it was like, my family won't appreciate like good alcohol necessarily,
Right.
so I'm gonna take it home.
Right.
And at the time, in my defense, at the time I wasn't drinking. So if I left the bottle there, I wasn't gonna try it.
Right. So
Oh.
it was a self-preservation, like
Yes.
you needed. Yes. No, totally
Absolutely.
get it. And knowing that story a little bit, it was a gracious host gift to bring.
Exactly.
But I mean, you brought the bringer, and therefore it should belong to you. You're kind of the host.
They didn't know any better.
Yeah, I
no
mean,
loss for that. Yeah.
whatever.
And obviously you like it enough, you're half done with it. So
I am.
well done.
Well done. Well done. I had a bottle of bourbon that AJ gave me, and it was here until about 2 days ago, and I moved it, and I'm like, now I kind of wish it was still here, but that's okay. All right. Let's talk about the ghosts of BA past, and I think nobody comes to this intentionally. Philip Hendricks has a great line that I actually was able to write into the script of an upcoming LinkedIn learning course, and I'm like, fingers crossed they don't cut it, because I'm like, I shouted him out in the course where he says, BA actually stands for by accident. Nobody comes to this on purpose. And so, which I love that quote. Let's start there. How did you get started? Let's talk about the ghosts of your BA past, Mindy. Let's start with you. How did you come to this world?
So I would say it's a circuitous route. I can't say that. I don't know why I'm trying to say that word. It's not a direct route anybody comes to BA through, which
nobody comes to a direct route. Nobody's
not
like
by accident, though. I purposely got there eventually.
Okay.
So I just didn't know it existed in the beginning because I was a developer.
Okay.
And I was like developing, and then I realized I wasn't keeping up. And I thought, okay, this isn't fair to everyone else because I keep having to ask questions, or they keep having to point things out to me. And so I was like, I should find something else to do if I'm not keeping up with the new versions and whatnot.
Okay.
And I was also like, I kind of want to talk to people more. It's in me to talk to people more. This is what I do.
I could see that. See that.
Right. I was happy for 10 years doing that, but no. Then I tried project management. I tried other things, but those were things I was watching other people get the work done. I wasn't involved directly in the work. As a project manager, I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? I wasn't one of the people getting it done. So I was like, I need to go to the BA side of things. And there was a company I was at that had the BAs and the devs together. And I was like, okay, I need to be in the dev team to be a BA. And then a new manager came in and, it was with the PMs and the BAs. And so I was like, I have to go to that team. And then they put the BAs with the devs. And I was like, now I need to switch teams again. And she's like, no, you just switched. Why are you going to switch back? I need you as a PM. Anyways, long story, I had to quit that company because they wouldn't let me be a BA. And I'm like, I need to do this. I felt the calling. I didn't even know about IIBA yet. I felt a calling, a whisper in my ear. And so I went to a bigger company that had another BA team, that had a whole BA team, and tried it there. And I thought I was doing okay. And everyone kept going, you just don't fit.
Ouch.
I swear, I had people.
Ouch, man.
It was more the company. I don't want to say the name of the company. It was more the company than the role. The role they were happy with, but I wasn't a good fit for the company. And sure enough, the recession hit. I got laid off. I took a sabbatical. I knew I'd been wanting, but didn't know how to do. And I finally got back into being a BA, and I was like, this is my calling. So since 2010, I've been a BA.
Okay, the fact that we both did that at the same time was a little
That was cool.
So, I mean, again, Danelkis, similar vintage. and also we see the world very similarly.
We
Right?
do.
So on that note, let's talk about your origin.
So
What brought you to this world?
I have an older sister that's a developer.
Hmm.
And for
And
the
you said,
longest,
I don't want to do that, but I want to do something.
no, I totally said there's no way I am going to sit behind a computer all day.
Right,
That's just not
right.
me. I'm a people person, to the computers. And she was like, it's our future. That's what you should study MIS. That's what it was back then.
God, I got that.
And I was like, nope, I'm going into travel and tourism.
Oh.
I did a fast forward course on that. I became a travel agent. And I hated it because I wanted to plan my vacations, not somebody else's. And I had told my boss, because I had one client, and you guys, they walked in and they're like, I want to go to Europe. And, being the first client, I spent like all night coming up with all these packages for them. And the next day, this little old couple walks back in and tells me, I think you were right. I don't think we know what we want. So we're going to go to Epcot to figure out what country we want.
I kind of love that at the same time. But...
And I was like, yeah, this is not for me. So luckily, my boss knew somebody that worked at Norwegian Cruise Line.
I kind of love that.
And got me a job there. Bottom of the barrel. This is like literally right out of high school.
Oh.
Started working in reservations. Hated it. Went into their hotel department. And then they were coming up with a new reservation system. And they needed one volunteer from each team to represent that department. Again, me not knowing what I was getting myself into.
By accident.
I walked into a boardroom and I felt all important that I'm in this boardroom. And they wrote on the board, if I had the perfect system, it would do this, ...
Mm.
And they told us, go back to your desk for a month and write one-liners on what this perfect system would be.
Wow.
And I took this very serious. A month later, they're like, okay, print it out. And I'm like, print it out and bring it to the meeting. And I'm like, really? You want me to print this? I had a 6-inch binder of one-liners. My very first requirement was system must have spell check.
Yes, that is so detailed. That is so freaking detailed.
Right.
This is back in 98. And it would end up being a 5-year project. We had a very small team. We outsourced our IT team. So we sat with developers like day in, day out. We wrote test scripts. I had no idea what I was walking into, but we pretty much did the whole SDLC.
Yeah.
And a few years later, I inherited a new boss that I did not care for too much.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Did not see eye to eye at all whatsoever, and I was ready to resign. Wrote out my resignation letter, printed it, put it in an envelope. When you're ready to walk to HR, which was in the next building across the courtyard, they were the only building, the only department in the building next door. And I'm walking with my envelope. I'm out of here. I was so over my boss. And as I'm walking to HR, determined to resign, one of the directors that was on the project with me was walking toward me. And she snatched the envelope out of my hand and tore it in half. And I was like, you don't know what was in there. What the, She's like, there's only one reason why you're walking to HR with an envelope. And I know who your boss is. So she's like, just give me her thing was give me 2 months. And I was like, I can't do this. So I took vacation. I sucked it up. I waited. And then about a month and a half later, she comes up to me with a printout and says, this is going to get posted tomorrow. Apply.
Nice.
And when I looked at it, it was business analyst. And I went, what the hell's that? I had never heard of the term before, had no clue at all whatsoever what it was. Mm-hmm. But when I read it, it was pretty much everything I had been doing. And the rest is history.
Okay. Follow-up question.
Yep.
How many years into the 5 years did your sister call you on it saying you're an IT now? How many years? Was it 1 or 2? Because at the end of the second year, you're in the program. You're with the developers talking every day.
It was pretty much, so I think the wake-up call was Y2K.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, so 2 years into it. Yeah.
So 2 years into it, because I never fessed up to it. And to me, I honestly didn't notice it. To me, I'm writing one-liners. Like, I'm just volunteering for this. It was when we were trying to figure out where we were spending New Year's Eve when we figured out, like, I'm in IT.
Do we need to leave too? Is this
no?
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
I had a thing I had to deal with.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic.
Hopefully,
story.
I was wearing pants.
So you fell into it. You really got pulled into it.
I really did.
Like someone picked you and said you'd be good at this. That's awesome.
And after that, I actually had the opportunity to work at the same company my sister worked. And it was with the condition that I would not get assigned to any of her projects.
Yes. I would agree with family with that.
That seems reasonable. Like,
yeah, family.
Yeah, that seems very reasonable. All right. Well,
You're
fantastic.
up.
I'm okay. So I didn't realize I had to answer questions. I had to answer questions too. So I sort of similar where I was working at a company, did not like it, found myself in a very like highly administrative role and just like doing accounts payable, accounts receivable. I'm like, this is boring. I'm like, this is no good. So I started looking around because I'm like, I started to realize that, yeah, I had my degree, but it wasn't enough. And, started doing some research, looking around at things, and came across this certificate program at the University of Toronto in business analysis. And it was one of those, like, when I looked at, okay, well, what do they do? And it was like, oh, this is stuff I've been doing. This is the stuff I enjoy doing. I'm going to give it a go. And it took some time to build the argument because it took a lot of time away from home. It took a lot of time and effort. But within, just by starting the first course, I was able, it was a three course certificate. I was able to move up in my current, or at my organization at the time. Upon finishing it, I moved up again. And then within a month, I was starting to get assigned to projects and doing business analysis. Now, it was at that point that I realized, why am I just taking other people's notes and like, why am I letting dumb people tell me what their requirements are? So
it all comes
up. Yeah. So so that's when I was like, well, there's got to be something else, and that's where I started getting into the strategy stuff, and being a little bit more directive and strategic in understanding how projects fit together, not just how what are the requirements of a project. But it was all very like the way that it was taught to me at the time was like it was so perfect. It was you get assigned to a project. And you identify your stakeholders and you go and you set up time with them.
Aww.
And you ask them what their requirements are and they tell you.
Hands.
Oh, and
they tell you.
I want to meet them.
And you document them. And then
who are they?
Yeah.
I'm
wow.
like, this is not what I was expecting, which is sort of
I want
to yeah, it's like that's not how it works. Like maybe in like Utopia.
Reality check.
Yeah, that's not how it works. So
it was Utopia.
So Mary Beth has a question that I wanted to come to. When would you have entered the field knowing what you were getting into at the time? Because there were things that like, oh, it's perfect. You just go and ask them. It's easy. It's easy. Mm-hmm. So would you knowing what you know now and knowing what you were getting into, would you still have done what you did?
You go.
Danelkis, you go first.
Absolutely. This is who I am. I love asking questions. I love trying to figure out what you actually need, what value you're actually looking for, and then being able to find solutions for it. To
Mhm.
me, it's weird because like my elevator pitch is I change lives.
Nice.
And think
Wow.
about that. Like, that's what
That's
we
impactful.
right?
Wow.
But if you
Right.
really think about it, I believe we truly do change lives.
Mhm.
Even if it's something as simple as getting someone a report.
Mhm.
If I could get somebody out of the office 3 hours sooner because
Yeah.
we gave them a report and
Yeah.
they're going to get home sooner to their family and to their kids, we're impacting that kid's life.
I like
Wow.
that. I like that.
I hadn't thought about the downstream like that.
Wow, that's heavy.
Right
See,
on.
everyone, you come to Analysts After Work, you get some
Drop
fun,
it.
but then you get some heavy like gold nuggets of wisdom here.
I
It's
like
not
it.
just like drinking and having a good time.
But it
We have,
is, but with
well, it
purpose.
is, but yeah, with
But
a
it
purpose,
just gets
exactly.
deeper and bigger. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Mindy,
man.
how about you?
What's the question? I can't think after that. Would I get into it?
That was
I
a
knew.
solid response, by the way.
It's on the screen.
There's nothing more.
Focus.
I knew what I was getting into because as a developer, I was doing it
Mm,
as I was being a developer, and that's why I was like, "This is what I need to go do." Because I started doing it naturally, and then realized there was a name for it, and went and dug into it. So I was like, "Yeah, that's me on a nutshell." In a nutshell.
right.
Talk to people. I get them to tell me things. I do.
People
Sometimes
trust
too
me.
I
much.
love it.
People trust me. It's scary.
And
Like,
they do trust you.
and
I've
if,
heard.
yeah.
Oh man.
Have you ever seen when I'm operating and like people just like tell me things? I'm like, oh yeah, interesting.
You're good
People
at it.
trust me. I'm good at. I am.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
subtle quietness but knowledge that you know things that you might have insight. So I should tell you these things.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Or
It
just
must
I have
be fun.
I have a trusting face. I don't know.
You do.
It's like, yeah.
Who are
tell
you
me
gonna
more.
tell?
Who am I gonna
Like,
tell?
who are you
It's not like
gonna?
It's not
Just
like
because
this
you
is
have a
being
web
broadcast.
show
Yeah,
that
it's not like this
you
is being
tell
broadcast on the
stories
internet.
on.
Like, who am I gonna tell? I want to just bring this comment up from Rachel. Yes, Vince the paper pusher. You have like I was literally pushing paper. I
You
was
know
I
what?
was I was scanning documents
No.
into an image. Like I was
I
literally
cannot
pushing
imagine
paper.
that. I can't imagine that. So even if you had that task, you, my friend, would never just push a paper.
No, you're reading it. You're
Right?
No.
Think about that. He would be questioning it and he would be like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, no, totally. And that wasn't met very well.
That
But
was short lived.
that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. And I'm not going to answer that question because I don't know. You never know who you're going to
No.
offend. So I'm not going to
No.
answer that one.
We have a journey.
But there you go.
Yeah.
So okay. So we all came to this world. We've chosen to be here. We have, I think, I would say that we're T-list celebrities in the BA community. We are,
We're what?
we're T-list celebrities.
Oh, I don't know that.
You know how like there's A-list, like the big names,
I'm not A, I'm not Z.
and the B-list. We're not A, B. We're T. We're down here.
We're in the middle.
We people know who we are.
Seriously?
No, we're probably not T, but
We're like
maybe like H list, maybe.
G-H, yeah.
H, okay, that's fine. H is fine. My point is, where we have taken this world of ours, and we have started to share what we know with the world, and that's not for everybody. I want to make that clear.
Yep.
I'm not saying everyone should be a speaker and share their knowledge and whatever, because please don't take any of my keynotes away. But how did you come to when did you decide that you had more to share and you didn't just want to be like a project BA? Again, nothing wrong with that, but just like I want to get out of the office. I want to get out of workshops, and I actually want to go and like share what I know with other people. When did that happen?
Danelkis, you want to start, or you want me?
Mine was easy. Mine was 2018 when I came to IIBA. It wasn't something that I was seeking. It was never. In fact, I turned away from it when it was first presented to me. So the job right before I had here, I was at Citrix. And that's when I was enterprise architect, which is enterprise analysis, which was my favorite role ever. Absolutely loved it. Vince and I have talked about this a million times. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. We all are. Absolutely my favorite role. And I got to that point where boredom was starting to kick in a little bit. And I felt that it was time for me to give back. I've always loved coach and mentoring. So I was advised that there was a position opening up at IIBA. And I was like, hells no. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. I thought it was a business analyst position. And in my humble mind, I was like, yes, I'm CBAP certified. However, I do not necessarily do things by the book.
Right.
And in my head, like to be the BA at IIBA, you have to be like the best.
You have to be like the best. Because everyone's going to question everything that you do.
Exactly. And you have to like, and you've got to do it off the BA block, like in my head. So it's like, no, not happening. I ran. I honestly was like, But then I was told it wasn't a BA position, that it was, to do chapter operations. And then that's when it was, okay, this right here is my perfect role. Because I'm able to give back. I'm able to coach and mentor. It puts, my degree is actually in hospitality management, the whole travel part of it. So I specialized in event planning. So it kind of puts the two together. I get to help our chapter do event planning, and I still get to work with BAs. Perfect role for me. And I'm giving back.
There you go.
But I have to admit, I miss doing the actual work.
There's a difference, right? Like doing the work versus watching the work versus
there's a part of me that misses it.
Yeah. That whole getting out of the office thing, I totally identify with that. Because like I like my job, but it gets a little routine after a while. And that's why I'm also a Scrum Master now, because I can do both roles. Yep. And there's 2 other BAs with me. So like, nothing's getting dropped. Thank you.
Yes, I did that route at one point.
and yet the speaking thing is also part of my world. And that's why I love my company, because they support me doing all these things and diversifying and all that. But the way I got into it, is I'll make it a short story. I was having a tough year back in the day. I'm not going to say what year. And I used up all my vacation, and I had to get back to Orlando where my family is. And I'm like, to my boss, how can I get back to Orlando one more time? She's like, I got you. There is an Oracle. It was when I was developer conference in Orlando. I'll send you to attend the conference as your professional development. I'm like, awesome. And I went and saw my family, and then I went to the conference, and I'm like, as much as I was in a mood, I was like, this is amazing. I love conferences. I didn't know I loved conferences. It's my first one. And then I go back and I'm like, how do I get back next year to the conference? And she's like, I can't send you 2 years in a row, or you got to get involved. Oh, you want me to be a speaker? Okay. I will get over that hurdle and I will figure that out. And I started Toastmasters. And I submitted, and I was an alternate, and then they accepted me at the last minute.
Nice.
And it wasn't Orlando again. It was somewhere else, and I was still like, this is awesome. And then a couple of years later, I was getting, of course, to schmooze with everyone, and I got on the conference committee. And when I finished development, I was like, I stopped, and then I found IIBA, and I was like, cool, but I didn't think about going to speaking at conferences. I don't know why, until I got to DC, and I found BA World. I don't know why I waited till I got to DC to figure that out. And I just submitted, and Amy said, she's new. Why not? Okay, we'll take a chance. She's got some speaking experience, I guess. I don't know. I spoke on something fun. I don't even know now. and just been hanging out and following you all around ever since, pretty much.
I have a confession.
Yeah.
I hate speaking.
Oh no! Oh.
It gives me this anxiety. So this is cool.
Okay.
And the community, the one that you and I did in Orlando one year, that was impromptu because someone had to leave before they got to present.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with like, hey, we need somebody to fill in.
Be a panel. Like talk with your knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah, you're back.
I did it this year at BBC. Someone had an emergency and they needed somebody on the panel. Sure, count on me. I'm good with that.
I was available.
The planning, like the prepare and practice and the anxiety.
So one thing that helped me that I want to pass along is that at the Oracle conferences, this guy Mark did a presentation on 10 things Ian does not know about this tool, PL SQL, I don't know what tool. And Ian had written a book about this. Oh yeah, well, okay, first of all, they were cousins.
Okay.
So they were cool with each other, and Ian knew it was coming. And Ian sat in on this session and went, "Oh, I didn't know that." He really said that, and he admitted to it. Like the expert who wrote the book doesn't know everything. And you talk to people who are in this world, and we all know we don't know everything. And that's always part of my talks is bringing in someone to say, "What did I not say that you know?" I always that's part of every presentation I ever get.
But it's still the anxiety is still there of when you have a big audience, you don't know what level they're at. Like, am I impacting someone? It's so it just
yeah, no,
I'm gonna put a stop to this particular stream of conversation, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not it's not like let's move it along, folks.
Okay.
You guys know I'm doing a TED next week, right?
Yes.
I didn't know when.
So you're freaking me out right now.
Am I?
Okay, so in that case,
I don't like preparing. I don't like, stepping on stage and like knowing what I'm gonna do, and like you guys are freaking me out right now.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Awesome.
I just glanced at the comments. You need to bring up Brienne's comment.
Which one?
The one at 5:33. That one.
I brought this one up already.
Not that one. Hold on. Yes, that one. Sorry, I missed it.
I brought this up already.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was chatting and didn't listen and didn't. Okay, so she freaked me out at BBC last year.
Oh.
I have a fan. I was impressed. I don't know who was more like taken by it. But she was happy to take a picture with me, and I think I was more happy to take a picture with her.
Right?
I didn't know I had fans.
Now you do.
Like, okay, so we have a first. So yes, I also was thrilled to not. I don't want to be dismissive of Brienne because I'm also a fan, and she is a fan. I just got word, and he's watching us live. Columbus Brown is watching us live on a plane right now.
What?
That's illegal, but I love it.
Blows my mind. Columbus is on a plane.
You paid money to get
this Southwest plane.
He is watching us now. I didn't ask him if it was a Southwest plane, but I'm sure it is. Columbus is and I don't want to share the screen because I don't want to, but like Columbus is watching us, and Columbus is a dude. I gotta get back on the show, so I gotta make that happen, and that's totally my fault. But anyways, yeah. So you guys are freaking me out with this. Oh, I hate preparing, and like
you got this.
This is the thing I'm terrified.
But you agreed to do it.
Well, how do you say no?
You don't. You do it.
Yeah, that's
you go in with the perfect level of anxiety.
How do you say no? But like,
and then a minute in, you're gonna calm down and breathe.
You know what? Because that's always the way.
You're gonna.
That's always the way. No, I worry when I have it scripted that like I'm gonna miss something, and like I'm gonna tell a joke later, but it's related. So it's like it's really.
Yep. I'm
nervous.
Do you worry that if you practice, or at least this happens to me, if I practice it too much, then when I'm actually presenting it, I'm like, did I already say this, or was it when I was practicing?
No. The thing that worries, and I didn't want to make this a whole like let's talk about TED thing. The thing that actually worries me,
cool, though, because we need to.
I mean, it's
an honor.
Thank you. It is an honor, and like I couldn't say no. So
You shouldn't.
I couldn't
Oh, it's
say
gonna
no.
be fantastic.
But that was the thing, is like it's got to be scripted. Now then there was the saving grace of it has to be a maximum of 18 minutes.
Right.
But if you can make your point in 3 minutes, you're good. I'm like, oh,
Oh.
well, maybe I'll just get up there and talk really, really fast.
Ooh.
But I'm nervous whenever it's scripted because, as you both have seen, I am a fly by the seat of your pants, speak by the seat of your pants presenter who just like gets up there and starts talking about stuff. And
Do
if
you have
that
a coach?
happens, I'm sorry?
Isn't there a TED coach that you have to
No.
help guide you through this whole thing?
No.
What?
Yeah.
No one looked at your script and
No.
like gave you tips?
No. I actually need to record myself
Yeah.
and share it so that they can do that review. I haven't done it yet because I've been
Okay,
traveling.
so they're gonna review. Okay.
Yeah. But it's
Then
like
give
it's
me
next
tips.
Saturday. So
that's exciting.
I'm excited for you.
so thanks.
So are we going to do a practice round next week?
I'm probably.
Do you want us online while you practice?
Oh no, I'm gonna do it in
You
Boston.
need
I'm gonna do it in
people?
Boston, I think.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I
Need to come.
there was a lot going on there. Columbus messaging us from a plane,
Wow.
Ted, and we're doing presentations, and I was totally dismissive of Brienne, so my bad.
No,
But Brienne's awesome.
Awesome.
So my introduction to this world, because we've talked about you guys, it's my show too. My introduction to this world was again by accident, but it was like I went to a conference because I finally got sent to a conference.
Same.
And I went to a session.
It went downhill from there.
I went to a session and I was like, that was terrible.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I could do better than that.
Nice.
And so I was like, you know what? Let's put your money where your mouth is, idiot.
Oh.
Let's see if you can actually be better than that. And so I did, and I tried for a couple years to apply to Project World in Toronto, and I literally just wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I just want to do it once so that I say I did it, and that's it. And I kept applying, and Amy kept saying no. And now looking back at those, but hold on, back at those abstracts, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get why she said no.
Oh.
They were bad. But I finally broke through. I combined worlds. So my background is in political sciences. So I did the 6 stakeholders that you meet in Project Hell, which was about stakeholder management, stakeholder engagement, but tying in sort of like a Dante, like the 7 layers of hell or levels of hell. And so, I did that, and it was okay. But okay enough that I got invited to Vancouver, and then I got invited to Atlanta, and I was like, I'm international, yo. Canada, US, I'm international.
I don't know that really. I mean, I know officially it is, but
but it doesn't feel international.
The airport's international. That's
when I did BA Europe a couple in 2018.
Boom.
That was like, okay, now I'm international. I'm international. But that was how it was persistence, and it was just I wanted to do it because I wanted to do it. But yeah, and Jen, always welcome with a clever retort. Thank you, Jennifer Bedell. Yes, it's my Ned talk. I'm doing a Ned talk. Howdly doodly.
Here you go.
Bing bang diddly do. So yeah, that was how I got into it, and this is why Amy holds a special place in my heart, because she gave me my first shot. So Amy gets everything. When Amy asks, Amy gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's like that with all of us, regardless.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Amy makes things happen, and I love people that make things happen. You all make things happen. She does, and she has fun while we do it. Like, we always have fun. It's not that serious, so it's it's a good group for that.
But like not quite like Danelkis, where it's like, I hate this. But I find, and again, this is
another way to get involved, though.
This is a well documented thing. Like, I am just almost at the end of the introverted spectrum.
Yeah.
And so after this show, even everyone that has been on the show, it's basically like that. It's like, okay, we go off. I turn my ring light off and I go, all right,
we got you for 15 more minutes. Wait, come back. 15 more minutes. Come back. We got you. So I love the fact that you gave yourself a throwdown challenge. Like you said, I could do better than this. I should do this. Like, you threw it down to yourself and said, I challenge myself. And is that how you get through life? Is that a thing for you? Like the LinkedIn courses, how did that happen?
Yeah. So the LinkedIn thing was interesting. I somewhere on my YouTube channel are the 2 audition tapes that I made before the one that got approved.
Okay.
And please, nobody go look for them, because they're terrible. Again,
okay, you just set yourself up for that.
Again, but make sure that you like and subscribe all the other videos.
Absolutely.
So I did a couple audition videos, because at the bottom of the LinkedIn Learning page it said become an instructor.
Oh.
And so I'm like, yeah, I want to do that.
I could do that.
I could do that. And no, my audition tapes were terrible. So the third one was good. And the third one was actually, Jamie Champagne was instrumental in that one. Yeah. As I understand it, they asked if she would do a course on enterprise analysis. And she said, I could, but you should maybe talk to this guy.
That's awesome.
And so again, Jamie also gets everything that Jamie asks for, because so what's the moral here? If you give to me, you get for life. No, but so that's and I'm sure I'm changing some of the facts, but Jamie introduced me to her content manager. We had a conversation, and course number 6 just launched on Tuesday.
Nice.
That one was recorded in June of this year. And then number 7, I've heard rumor, will be out next month, and that was filmed on location in California this past July. So look out for that. But
so there's another way to travel: do a LinkedIn course.
There you go. But
if you get a plane ticket out of it.
But back to your
part of it is
your question.
The networking goes a long way. So we created. We meet strangers along the way. We were all strangers at one point. And business analysis have brought us together as friends. And what Jamie did right there, I mean, literally, it's like,
huge.
This is something I could do, but Vince is better at this.
Sure.
Talk to Vince. That's amazing. And that only happens if you actually build a relationship. Like, if you actually care about someone. Because you wouldn't do that unless we have this friendship, unless we've grown from each other, we've learned from each other, we know, we're on the same page, we can, again, help each other be better. That's amazing.
Right. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It was
now, if I may,
yes,
that's our jam.
What do you mean that's our jam?
Yep, that's our jam, is what she said. We get to know each other, we teach each other, we learn from each other. Yeah, and that's what this community is about, and that is our BA jam.
That is the BA. That is
it. Bring it back around.
There you go. But we still have 10 minutes, so I mean, can we bring that one again in about 10 minutes? Really close the show.
It was a perfect.
Really close the show. No, it was perfect. I almost want to
we're out.
No, but so I want to come back to that question though, Mindy, because the way that you get me to do something is to tell me I can't do it. And so
Yeah.
absolutely. That throwdown was like, I'm gonna let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And so,
I love it.
you can't tell.
Cool. To know what motivates you like that.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, beyond TED, what's after TED? That's like
a second TED.
That's
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
We'll think of something for you.
I will say this: if anyone's looking for a keynote for 2024, my rates go up.
Wait, hold on.
October the 23rd, 2023, because TED is October 21st.
Okay,
so
hold
unless
on,
that goes poorly, and then my rates go down.
So before you start upping your rate, I have a placeholder to make Vince international Spanish speaking.
Oh, what keynote in Spanish?
What did we just?
Yes. No, sorry.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes.
That's great.
Sorry, I saw Danelkis' name, so I wanted to throw that up there. What sorcery is this? This is news to me.
It's the Spain stuff. Spain is officially up and running. Their kickoff event is going to be the kickoff, which is just them just presenting the chapter. Is gonna, I forgot the date. It's gonna be November, that Tuesday, November 7th. I got an email today.
Okay.
Hold on, November 7th.
I will do whatever they need. I'm happy to support my Spanish brothers and sisters.
So he's brushing up on his Spanish.
You know Spanish.
Un poquito.
Yeah, ish. You know Spanish-ish.
Yo hablo no muy bien.
I say you and I do something on enterprise analysis in Spanish.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, that's exciting.
I'll be the translator.
That's exciting.
You could present in English and I'll translate it into Spanish. And I know what you're talking about, so I could BS my way through it if I don't translate properly.
I like that. And you know what? That would be really cool. So that yes. Whatever they need, I'll even lisp. I will.
We're in Madrid, so they don't do the lisp.
Yes, they do.
Not as much as in Galicia.
You're right, but like Madrid, Barcelona. We did this a couple of shows ago, didn't we? I think we already covered this. So
I don't know if it was on a show, but you and I have definitely
we've done this. But no, I will. If I know that I will prepare. Because I do have a 980-day Duolingo streak in.
I told you switch it to Spanish.
It is in Spanish. I've been learning Spanish. I was learning Spanish to try to impress my wife and her family, and they were like, "You're using the wrong
tenses and pronouns.
You're using the past tense." And
no.
I'm like, how about A for effort? How about A for effort?
Just encourage you learning so you can get it right eventually.
No, they are awesome.
To properly speak the language, you need to be immersed in their wine and their jamón ibérico, and that will then work better.
Jamón ibérico, no. Serrano.
Yes.
Jamón Serrano. Mindy, so we go there a lot. My wife is Spanish.
Yes.
My in-laws live there. My brother-in-law lives there. Right. People make fun of Canadian chip flavors because we have ketchup chips and all dressed and whatever.
Yeah.
When you can have jamon flavored chips.
Yes. Yes, right?
How about just jamon and tapas?
Good, right?
Sure.
Right, that's a good thing, right?
The 2 times when we were there last year. When we were there last year, we went to a restaurant in Madrid in Plaza Sol. Called Croqueta.
Nice.
And all it was croquetas.
Yum.
Everything. Appetizers, croquetas. Main course, croquetas.
Really?
Dessert, croquetas.
So you like croquetas?
I love croquetas.
Really?
So
You should have more.
I went with like my brother-in-law and his kids, and I'm like, I don't want to share. Can I just order my own?
Wait, you don't share.
I don't share food.
You don't share.
I could take you Cuban croquetas next week.
Let's do it.
All right.
But like to have like dulce de leche croquetas, to have like cookies
Ew.
and cream.
Wait, hold on. Rewind. Wait.
That is
Not
amazing.
no, that as a dessert, not as a main, as
Right.
a dessert.
Dulce de leche croquetas?
Yeah.
That sounds
You
nasty.
Ah, buenísima. Buenísima.
Oh, if they're doing it right, they're doing
You have
it.
no idea. They're so good. But like, you know, you get some squid ink croquetas, you get chorizo, you
Yes.
jamon.
Chorizo croquetas are
Right.
delicious.
So anything that the Spain chapter needs,
Yeah.
and this
That's where it's coming back around.
is recorded. This is recorded and
I'll share it with
timestamped.
them.
Evidence is here.
The evidence is here. Anything that the Spain chapter needs from me,
Yeah.
I'm happy to accommodate.
I will let them
And
know.
this is exactly, Vince doesn't share.
Yeah.
Vince doesn't share food.
That's good.
Vince does not share food. When we were in DC last year, we went out to PF Chang's,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
And everyone got their thing, and I'm like, I'm doing dim sum. And I just ate dim sum by myself.
That was
And then people were like, oh, that looks good. Can I have some? I'm like, yes, yes, I guess.
We forgot.
All right. So
All right.
we are at the end of our time.
Already?
The hour has flown by,
Whoa.
but I do wanna highlight the ongoing BA Jam events. So I'm just gonna share my screen, if
Yep,
I
yep.
may.
Ooh.
Share screen. Share
I
screen.
feel like we should have music.
Ba-ba-dum.
Entire screen.
Da-da-da-da.
Screen 2.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. All that comes to mind is Star Wars. I don't know why.
I don't know. It didn't come up. Anyways, folks, the BA Jam is happening. I think we're still in the first week of the BA
Yep.
Jam. So there are events happening
That's a lot.
up until the 31st, and then Fabricio and I will be hosting a special edition of BA Jam. We're not telling anybody what's going on, but we're gonna have some fun on November 1st as part of BA Day. Tomorrow, Fabricio's got his show, which I'm gonna be on. We're gonna be telling ghost stories or horror stories. So check that out. And then I'll be back live again. Check out the BA Jam on LinkedIn. Join the group. There are over 1,100 members of the group so far. But join in and check it out and attend as many events as you can, because this is truly a community-driven event. With our last minute, I want to do what I always do and say, Mindy, what parting thoughts do you want to leave the audience with? No pressure.
No pressure. The latest thing on my mind is that I feel like I've been herding cats all week, and it's exhausting. But it's not like that every week. And the good thing about being a BA is that it changes.
Yep.
And everybody's energy changes every day. And I'm around a different kind of group of stakeholders every day. So it won't be like this all the time. But this week has been a lot of herding cats.
Danelkis?
I need to do a quick shout out since this is BA Jam and we're celebrating IIBA's 20th anniversary. And it ends with BA Day on November 1st, which includes our volunteer and chapter awards. And we've talked about networking. We've talked about how awesome we are with our connections. And I cannot hang up on this without saying a big thank you to our community, including Mindy, which is one of our chapter presidents, for keeping our communities involved and engaged and sharing our passion and our love for what we do. So a big, big, big thank you to all of our volunteers.
But especially Mindy.
But especially Mindy,
Especially Mindy, because she's here.
But they're all amazing. And we try to do a celebration. We can never say thank you enough. but it's about this. It's exactly about this, about
Yeah.
connecting and helping each other and making each other better.
See, and it's funny. This is the point that I feel like I'm at, where it's like maybe it's time to give back a little bit. Maybe it's time.
I got a spot for you.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
There you go.
Folks, thank you to everyone that joined in. Mindy, Danelkis, I want to thank you both for being here. That hopefully that wasn't too painful, given that we were talking about the ghosts of BA past. But I really appreciate you guys both being here, and I can't wait to kick it with y'all again. Danelkis, I'll see you on Sunday. Mindy, I'll see you
in November in Chicago.
There we go. I was going to say like Orlando next year, but
I have never done pigtails on myself, so it's an opportunity.
I mean, I'll say it's a good look.
I love it.
It works. It works.
It does.
You could rock that. You could totally rock that. But for everyone that joined in, that joined in online, on LinkedIn and on YouTube, I appreciate you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here, and I appreciate that. With that, let's kick it to our outro of Analysts After Work, and we will catch you on Monday. See ya, everyone.
See ya.